Okay, guys. So we're going to talk today about the close of the week. We are second quarter, month 4, week 2 of the market, and let me see if you can hear me. You can hear me? Yes. Okay, guys. So yeah, I'm going to talk about the close. We're going to talk about the market analysis stage for the main indices, my trade reviews for the week. We're going to review the scans and the watch list, some notes that I took from other trades, and some lessons and mistakes that I made this week. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 6 items that we are going to talk today, and I hope you like them. Let me know any of your thoughts here and comment below if you have any specific question. Okay, so I'm trading. This is my account. I'm trading one account. The account is around 10K right now. I started trading this week since 1 year. 1 year mostly without trading, and I have many reasons for that. I was mostly involved on my work. So, and this is very important. I adapt on how the market is, on how my work is, and how the market is. I adapt my trading strategies. Okay, and sometimes I'm more like more involved in the market. Other times I cannot be involved in the market on the daily basis for work, but I still start doing this weekly close with you here online, so we all can learn together about this beautiful skill, this beautiful skill. So, having said that, guys, so we're going to talk. We're going to start. So we're going to review QQQs. We have. We were very close to inside day here. And why inside day is important here? Inside day is important because we have. If you go here to the daily, to the intraday, when you have inside days, you have a tight range here creating, and this is what traders look for: good entry points with higher risk reward. Uh, so still there was not, but it was very close. So that's why you see this range here. I like when this is forming, but still the main downtrend. The main trend is downtrending, which is very important for momentum traders. Okay, so let me show you here. So I have the weekly, and I have the daily, and I have the weekly here. Okay, I use mainly these two time frames. So we are in downtrend here, so we can be around 386 if the uncertainty about the markets still continues. Okay, so the main trend is downtrend, and that's why you need to be very careful with your position trades. When the market is down trading, depending on the strategy you use for swing momentum traders or trend traders, it's best just to follow the general trend. Okay, it's best to follow the general trend, which here the main trend. What is a trend? A trend is a continuation of the price actions of higher highs, lower lows if it's downtrending, and sorry, lower highs and lower lows if it's downtrending, higher highs and higher lows if it's uptrending. So the main structure of this market is in a downtrend, and when you see a market that is in a downtrend, you need to be very careful. There might be very possible that is a recovery here. Okay, we have huge volume here coming into the markets after the tariff were paused for 90 days, but still there might be a lot of shopping to get this market on all-time highs again, and we have a lot of overhead resistance here coining and acting as a place for for the market to find a lot of supply. What I say to that is, when the price is going higher, let's say that in the coming days the price are going higher, the QQQs are going higher, but still they will find this support, this overhead resistance here. We will act as a good entry point for other sellers. Okay, so we see, so these areas are very important to watch. Okay, around this area, I don't like to forecast the area where the price and the overhead resistance will be fine, but it should be inside this area. Okay, and there is other room also to the downside here, as you can see in the weekly. Okay, so having said that, we have a huge volume here, which if you follow in contacts, we have a huge volume. We have a huge volume coming in, and this is one of the greatest volume coming into the market since 1028. Okay, so that's very important to watch. We might be having a recovery, and let's watch SPY. Yeah, SPY is almost in the same piece. Okay, it's just kind of the same pattern. We have a crossover. We have the market having a lot of resistance here on February. We cross over back the MAs and we push higher in this leg, and we exit again. With that can happen here, or maybe that cannot. Okay, I prefer another flush out to the downside, so we can have better entry points in the future. But maybe we can just chop here for a little bit and just go higher. Who knows what is going to happen? What you need to understand is how to be prepared. Okay, depending on your trading strategy, how you can be prepared. Okay, how you can be prepared. And small caps, they have the similar pattern here. Small caps has a better insight, a better pattern here, because this is in inside, and if you can see here, you see how the tightness here. We have a very clear resistance line here. If we go around this, we might have very good setups. Let's just, as you can see here, on the inside we have a possible uptrend on the inside on the day trading views for this specific market. And my reading about this is that we're still in the downtrend, major downtrend, but we can see a recover. So that's what I'm looking for some specific longs. Okay, so normally in this account I cannot short, okay, because this is an ERA account and I cannot short. So and I cannot day trade either, so I can day trade only I can do only 3 trades for the week. Okay, so my account is just very small right now for this portfolio, and I cannot day trade that much. So that's why I'm focused only on positions that at least I can get a move for a couple of days. And for that I had to watch the most important stocks in the market. Okay, and this is very important for me to say that because depending of your size account, depending of your strategy, depending of what you want to achieve in the market, you have to adapt. And this is why most traders, recent traders, more new traders don't continue trading after many years. I was one of them actually. I started trading like 5 years back. I stopped trading and somehow had to review again how I can look at this market again, even though with the constraints that I have as a person. Okay, And believe me, there is a million ways to get some money from the market. You need to work very hard in any of the ways you can achieve. For achieving anything, you have to work very hard. That's how it works, guys. But it's very important for you to understand these specific patterns. Okay, you need to understand all the patterns, because the same patterns that you will find here in downtrend and uptrend, you can find it and you can trade it on the inside, on the weekly, on the daily, on the monthly, on the second, on the minutes, on the 5 minutes. Okay, the difference with Dow is that sometimes you have to be more faster, and depending on the fast and the speed of your execution process and system, you need to have different tools and different money requirements, and of course different time availability for the market. Okay, I believe that swing momentum trend trading is one of the best way to be in the market, because you as having a job, because you can be in the market on the weekly basis, you can watch the market only on the weekends. Okay, you can do the work only on the weekends in a couple of hours after you put all your system together, which takes you more than that actually. But once you have your system working together and you understand how to play this on your way, you can be in the market. You can be, and you can make a decent money. You can make two, 3 times your money on the yearly. I haven't done that yet, but it's achievable. It's achievable. Okay. So having said that, we're going to see we're going to check now the performance. Friday yesterday was very good price action. We have one day. I think, let me show you here really quick what I've been posting for a while. So the first day, the first time in my life that I saw this market like this was on Wednesday. Okay, was on Wednesday. I saw like for the first time everything was red, even until the half of the year, which was insane. But the market went up a little bit for 2 times ahead, Thursday and Friday, and we had a huge run on the basic material. We have NEM. Let me show you a couple of stocks now. Okay, that were that had very good move. We have NEM, and this is a couple of things that I want to see in the market. I want to see things gapping up and having a follow through. Okay, gapping up, follow through 3 days straight, even though very close to earnings. Okay, so that's the action you want to see. And the reason I want to talk about this is because even though the market is in a downtrend, you can have some stocks going very high. Okay, you can have some stocks going very higher, and that's why I was this week a little bit more on the upside, but very careful with very small positions. Okay, I'm going to show you a couple of other. So gold is another move. We have SLB didn't run that much, but still we have a gap in here going higher, still with a lot of overhead resistance. It's not even close to all-time high, but so let's just review some of the most important here. One thing that I like to see here in this type of as you can see, most of the stocks are downtrending here, or maybe in stage 1. So you might, when this happens, when you have this chief on the market, normally you have a lot of people shorting. So I like to look for the short float that is over at least 20%. I always go higher and low, and you see ASP, okay, ASP, you see how it was going higher here. Okay, took note about ASP. You can see here it's a recent IPO. We have a base here around 3.61 cents, $3.61, and we were very close here to this specific pattern, which is a very nice pattern. I didn't see this one until I saw NEM and I started looking into the into the market. Okay, having said that, I also use this one because I track mostly everything here too for my phone, because the phone app on Webull is better than this one, at least for my taste. So I'm tracking here SB in my high short floats scan. Okay, and it's in stage 2. I'm going to explain this my process later, but that's not important now. Okay, so yeah, I want to show you this one, and there is another. Let's look for communication services, and let's use the short floats a little bit lower to see if we can find another good my possibility of this one going up. And remember guys, this depends of if the market goes even higher. Okay, I'm in the communication now. Let's just continue with basic materials. We have AVAT, AVAT, we have this one IM, which is with a nice volumes here. Okay, we have nice volume here coming up. Sorry, here coming up. AGI, EMIR, we have Airman. That's, sorry, this is over 20, over 50. Nice. So I don't like any of this one except this one. So I found LAC, which is in a downtrend pattern here. We have a very clear downtrend line. Still we have some overhead resistance, but this, if this has some specific news, a specific story, this can go higher. Okay, and I'm just creating this here. This is I don't basically play this much in this market, but I just want to follow the action. Okay, I want to follow the action on this type of stocks. We also have ASPI, which we already took, and we also have less over 10. I don't like to be. I like the short flow even go over 50. Okay, so basic materials. The second most active was energy, and I do the same thing. I go here energy. The first thing I go is, okay, let me see what are over 25. Okay, and we don't have a good structure here, but we have CRK. Okay, so CRK. So I like this one. I like this structure. We are very close to all-time high. It's a higher ADR. It's a higher DR. It's a higher DR company. So I like this for this account size because we have more volatility and we can just make it basically push the account higher faster. Okay, I can explain those terms later, but I don't like this. I don't like this specific pattern. I prefer to be here sideways for a couple of days and push higher. Still, I'm gonna push it into my. I already have it though. Okay, let's do the same for in technology. I don't like that much healthcare because you need to be more active, so I'm going to look for financials only, which you shouldn't. Oops, over 30, over 25. So we have, this is very good. So we have Riot, Lemonade, we have Mara, we have, I don't know, Trop. This is the first time I see this call, but at least these three numbers are important. CLSK. So I'm watching them. Let's just review the patterns here. And Lemonade, Okay, very nice. I'm looking Lemonade for a while. I'm always very close to this one. Higher the ADR, high short float, high ADR. And we have maybe a pattern here. We have some specific pattern forming here, specific flag on the weekly, and what we want to see is a push here. If the push happens around this area here, we might need a couple of days for this one, but if they push higher, you have a short float higher, which you might need to, this can go higher. So let's do MARA 2. Okay, I don't like this pattern, I don't like this specific structure, okay, but for a day trade might work. Okay, for the day trade that might work. Let me just move the Mara. And yeah, that's what I do. I just find the stocks, watch it for a while, and wait for them to come to my point of buy. Okay, which I already have my point of buy. You need to understand yours too. Okay, you have right here with the same. So this doesn't mean that the company will go higher. Okay, guys. Okay, I don't like Riot that much. It's very low, but still we have a clear supporting line here. As you can see, we have buyers stepping in around $7. So we might have an upside here on this one. Okay, but I want to see if other on the same industry start pushing higher, for I can put money here depending on the money you have, guys. Okay, right now I'm focused on the leaders, but I want to watch all the market. I want to see how everything reacts, and that's what I'm doing this on the weekly base that we have more time. Okay, it's downtrend, high float. So now, normally we don't find that many of the high float here in this group, but I'm going to find the other group that I like the most on the weekly, and short float over 25. We have Indie, we have Nova. Let's just see over 30. Nice. Setch over 30. Wow, this stock was hammered very hard. Okay, I don't like this structure, but I'm gonna keep track of it. You see, I like HTS, HTZ. We have some volume coming in, HTC here. We have no clear overhead resistance here. We have a downtrend, and we have higher lows here. Let me show you on the monthly maybe, so we can see it better. So we have higher lows here. You can see it clearly, but we have an inside month here, weekly base. We have some reaction here, but if this goes higher to 4, you might have a run up. So I'm just tracking this one, and I'm putting stage 1, which is just consolidation. Yeah, a couple of plug float. Okay, that's how I watch some stocks coming down. So the first thing coming up, sorry, from the downtrend. So you see this, I like this specific push up to the highest, and because that creates perception on Eritrea of that this can might go higher if there is a good news. And maybe just maybe we have a, but here, even though you don't have a good pattern here because you have lower, how is this just downtrending? I don't like it, but I keep watching it. So now what I want to show you is the movers. I don't want to spend that much time show the other signals. Just basically go here to Finviz, and in Finviz you can basically in the weekly base go over all the any industry, and you start using all the signals, top gainers, okay, and you start moving these fundamentals as you want, okay. I want, for example, I like to be APOS Greer. I like to push everything here over 30, for example. Sorry, size grow, everything related with sales and earnings. I like to push as high as possible. This is another way to find very good fundamentals companies, okay. And over 30, price catch, EV grow. So I like to be in the 5 years a little bit lower, just in case. But again, we have ASM. That's why it's going higher. ASM. Okay, still we have. There is no clear push here. Okay. Oh, and volume. I'm missing volume too. Let me see. Volume. Where are you? Technical. Volume. Volatility weekly over 5. So there is a lot of things you can do here, okay? If you are a swing trader on a more short-term way, so days, you can use this volatility, and you want the volatility over at least weekly over 7 or 6. And for that, if you are using that specific strategy, you should decrease the fundamentals here, because on the short term, normally you have more stories, you have more news, and that's how the stocks get hammered up or down, okay? Fundamentals on the short term doesn't mean that much. So this is just a basic fundamental screen that you can do to find very good companies, or at least good fundamentals on the company. You also need to match this with the story, okay, and do your some research. And the other way is just try to have a specific volatility here if you are more in momentum, and you need to decrease this one. Okay, let me just check these TD stocks so we can finish with some of the signals. Okay, I don't like this specific stocks because there is no clear structure, there is not clear uptrend, there is no volume coming in, and even though you have this specific fundamentals, you see how here we might have something happening. So let me just create an alert here and put EPS over 30%. Okay, so I know what the signals are. So for now, let's just clean this a little bit. Any oh, sorry, I think, yeah, that's what I got. I got two liter stocks. Yeah, I should have more. Nice. So let's just review. Watch here really fast the patterns that I like. I'm not see anything here. I'm just doing this for you can see how I find some stocks, but I'm going more deeply later at night. Okay. And of course, I'm planning on improving this specific process little by little. I'm going to do it with you here. Okay, we're all gonna learn here how to get better on the market close research. So we have SE, we have very good pattern here. It went downtrend actually instead of uptrend. Okay, and that's how I go. I try to always look for the technicals first, and after that I trim it down using the fundamentals. Okay. Yes. This is in a stage 2, stage 3. Still have some alerts here to watch it. So that's how I go over. I'm seeing some upgrades. This is another thing. So let's see that you find a stock that is very good on the pattern. Okay, and you need to go here. This is I'm not using any tool that is paid. Okay, guys, if you need to, if you believe you need to pay a lot of tools to make money on the stock market, that's not correct. Okay, but you need to work very hard first to understand what you're doing. So you have so I'm looking to all this. You see all this specific stuff on the fundamental graph. So we have a lot of good fundamentals values here. We have an upgrade to 13 to 18, and we have very good specific news here. But still, you have a lot of sales here, which is not good for the market, for the traders. So you want to see inside action. So sales means a lot of things. So, but traders don't like it. Okay. So what I believe is, I believe it, and I know that works. A buy signal here on the inside, trading signals has more weight than the sales, because the sales can mean a lot of things. Can be C-level executive just moving and getting some of the shares back for a specific reason, means some option exercise, means a lot of things. But buying means only one thing. Okay, buying means only one thing. People want to be in the stock for some reason. Okay, because they believe there are some value here. Okay, so that's how I look for some of the stocks here. I'm going to show you, because I have here a focus list that I want to show you, because this was were the movers of this week, and this is going to be focused on the next week. Okay, if we have a higher leg right now on the market, I want to watch these specific stocks, and that's why I just went over this specific process to make you understand how I go over and find new ideas. Okay, but ideally I go over all the other signals. Okay, I go find top gainers, top losers, new highs. Since this is a stock that is mostly focused on swing and momentum trading, I like to go over the long signals, which is top gainers, new highs, most volatile, initial volume. This is very important. Very important. Let me just clear here. Okay, most volume, initial volume, oversold. Okay, I go over all these downgrade, upgrades. I go over here and I start looking for the patterns that I like, some gap ups, and the sectors. I start pushing a little bit, channel up. Here you can find for all the. Basically, you can go over all these and you can have your own parameters. here, and you have all your screens. You take notes on a weekly base, and yeah, you move on in the market. You wait for the price actions to confirm your entry point, and that's how you go. Okay, so that's how. With that, I just show you the scans, how to do the scans. I'm going to do a lot of more videos about these ideas later on next videos, but I just in general showing you this because I want to show you my watch list for next week. My watch list for next week is just this one. Okay, so these were the movers of the week, of the last week. Okay, we have MMA, just recent IPO. We have very huge volume here, hammer down, but it's creating. If this goes around, okay, sorry. If this goes around this price, we might have another leg higher. So I'm watching this one. I might not be able to play it, but I'm watching the action because in a positive market, in a positive trade market, so where traders believe there will be good opportunities, they will be watching this higher move. Okay, so I'm only watching them. MSTR, this is one of the most important stuff that I'm watching right now. Okay, I like the fundamentals. I like the story. I don't like the fundamentals as much as the story. Okay, and that is correlated with BTC USD. Oh, let me show you BTC. For showing this one, I have to show you this one first. Okay, we have a general pattern here is downtrending. Okay, Bitcoin is downtrending for a couple of weeks now. If we push through 87, guys, we are going to see a very huge move to the upside. Okay, if we push through this one. Okay, I'm still waiting to happen some resistance here around 86. Maybe we can have another leg higher, sorry, lower. But if we were able to print the head, the higher lower here around this area, that's what we want. Okay, that's what we want. So maybe we can have a short entry here. We go higher, we print a higher low, we mark a positive uptrend on the market. We start seeing this 3 moving average closing in, and we might have a signal crossover over the upside, and that's what we're waiting. But still, we have MSTR in a very good shape here. You see, this is a very huge downtrend. If this stock goes over 310, 39, that's a very good signal. Okay, you have a good pattern on the weekly, and you have a good pattern on the daily. Okay, so I'm watching this stock. This is one of the most important stocks to watch next week. Watch the action. What I mean with watch the action is, if the market is in downtrend, you are a momentum trader, you must watch the action and play safe. Okay, you want to be early on the good stuff that have a higher resistance or strength, that are showing a lot of step-in opportunities so you want to see these pivots on clear support areas. So that means that there might be a lot of people interested in this stock, and you can play this, but for me it's very risky right now, so I'm just playing on the upside. Okay, I play right now with a small size, very small size. As you can see, I tried to get this specific trade here after it gap up. I didn't have a follow through, so I closed my trade for a loss. Okay, but I'm still watching it. This is one goal. I'm watching just this one to see the follow through continuation. Okay, I have no plays here. Maybe I will be able to find some plays that are around this specific materials industry, but I'm just watching because I want to see this pushing higher. But the other thing is, if you have a goal pushing higher, that might mean a lot of things, and that might trigger the QQQs lower. So that's why it's important to watch them. Let me just show you here. Groupon. very good, very good. This pattern is awesome. You see this pattern? I like a little bit more tightness here, but even though without that tightness, we are close to all-time highs. We are pushing higher with a very important candle here. If you see the intradays, let me see chart trades. You see the intraday, you will see the was uptrending all day. So this is an important stock that I want to watch. You need to watch the stocks that are going higher when the market you think it can go higher. Okay, that's how you spot good opportunities when the market is downtrending. That doesn't mean that this will be pushed higher. Okay, that's why you have to be very careful. So you have to use lower position size and you have to be fast. So instead of giving it a couple of days, like this before, for example, you just give a couple of days, you exit the trade or half of the trade and put a stop loss. Whatever is your strategy, but you have to react faster. Okay, you might have just a couple of headliners, and that's all, because the market is downtrending. If you have confirmation, maybe you can keep longer with that specific trade. GME, we have a positive news here. CEO was buying some shares. We have CEO inside buys. Okay, this is just a meme stock, but it can print very high prices. So I'm watching very closely. Still, I like the pattern here. So we have like a flag here, and we are just mostly almost over all overhead resistance, which is what I like. Okay, is what I like. It's not ready yet, but I'm watching closely. Stone, I didn't took this pattern, this trade yesterday, but it was. I'm talking about this one in my thread. Let me show you. Let me show you what I mean. So I talk about stones a couple of days back, and I was watching it very close on Friday, but I didn't took the trade because the market is not clear. Okay, the market is not clear yet, but I'm still following the action because I want to see how good the continuation is, so I can be more confident on the other trades. Okay, let's see what happened this week. This is another trade that I like. I'm not gonna take it. It's too extended here, so this might put a lot of overhead here and go lower. But I want to see how that pattern reacts too. Okay, this is an important momentum trade that I like. I like this pattern a lot. Okay, this is high tie flag, and I'm watching it. I might be possible. It's possible that I can't take this one because I have things to do this week, but still I watch them closely. Okay, Celsius, as you can see, this was a break even trade. I entered here on the upside here. I put the stop, but I was stopped here the next day. Okay, I put the stop on the lowers on the inside this candle, and I exit here the other part because I don't like this pattern. Okay, I don't like this pattern. When the price is extending, still, if you forget about this specific pattern, you have an inside day here. So if you have at least one more day, and we can have a very good trade here. So I'm watching it very close. GLD, I don't need to watch GLD because GLD is just correlation ETF with gold. So ICT, this is the same pattern as you can see. I'm watching it close. Higher DR, it go to inside day trade, inside candle here. Okay, Rivian. Oh, I'm talking about Rivian since a while. So I'm watching this close. I don't know why yet. Haven't checked the fundamentals, but the story I like it, and I'm like the cars. Okay, so I'm watching this stock, but I'm not gonna take any trade here. retails are very strong. I don't like this. I don't like this stock. It's a small ADR, but retails is strong, and there is no clear pattern for me here. But this will go higher. It's more likely I will go higher. You have a lot of resistance here. You see, these days the market went down, and this is where just going higher. This can go very high, okay, but it's a slow stock for me, so I'm not gonna do it. Tesla, you have to watch the leaders, okay, always. You always have to watch the leaders, but it's not on focus. Well, it's on focus because I printed inside day here, and if you go to the shorter time frame, you will see what I mean with that. So we have huge volume on the market close on Friday, which is very important, and we have a clear line here around 255, which you need to watch it. You need to watch it because also on the day you have a crossover here if this prints higher. So I'm watching this one. Even though I don't like to get this type of trades, I might be able to take it because Tesla is Tesla and they have a lot of eyes on it. I also took PLTR. I exit at the end of the weekly because I didn't have at the end of the market section yesterday because I didn't want to have any exposure on the market weekends. But it printed very important inside candle here, so I'm watching this one. This is one of my most important for next week. Hopefully it goes higher on Monday and I will take this trade. Spotify did the same thing. It wasn't a clear breakout. This is the trade that they shouldn't take, and this is I believe the only mistake I took I made this weekend. Okay, so there was no clear breakout here, and I still took the trade, and I didn't like the stop how I put it because I basically messed it up here, and I'm going to show you why later. Okay, I'm looking at VIX. MX is another mover that unfortunately after a good news yesterday it had a bad news. Okay, so it had a bad news about some specific Lao stuff that is going in. I took the trade here. It went very high. I was very positive. I was expecting to close it at the end of the day, but it just went down. Okay, it just went down. And when I realized it was a stop it, I was to stop it, which is okay. And I also watched RF, which is having this very good pattern here. Okay, to see we have an inside day here, and we might have another specific wedge, and I'm just watching this one. This is just a short-term trade with higher DR momentum trades. For I might not take these two, but I like MSTR, Celsius, and PLTR. Okay, PLTR. These are the trades that I like for the next week. Okay, and let's review the focus list for me. I have another list here, which is just a specific other stocks that I'm just also looking at them, but not planning to take any new trades. But still, you have a very good companies here. Okay, with I'm watching them this closely, Groupon, and wait for some price confirmation. Okay. I might be adding some new stocks for next week when I review a little bit the story about these companies. But if I was more active on the market, I like this one. I pay more close attention to this type of trades, which are less fundamental trades, because you can be more active. But so now I need to be only on the trades that with good story, good fundamentals, where basically everything is good. Good story, good fundamentals, good pattern, uptrending, and that's what I'm watching. I know I will be missing a lot of opportunities, but that's how I will adapt. depending of the work that I have to do on my profession. Okay. I like this pattern. Okay, and I also like the cross strike is going higher here. Celsius, it was in a very good shape. Last week it was hammered down. I don't even know what I'm taking this one. This is not good. Uber, also watching very close Uber here to the price action. Still is in a choppy phase, it's a cumulative phase, but we have higher, this is what I'm saying guys, we have higher lows here. Okay, we have some some buyers coming in to these supply areas, and this is a good sign. Okay, that doesn't mean that we'll go higher, but that does mean that it can print the BCP pattern here when it start pushing higher. So I'm just watching for that continuation. Microsoft, okay, always watch the leaders. I always watch the leaders on my radar. Okay, I don't like this one specifically, so I might need to change them from this list. I don't like this pattern. This one can be very good. Lemonade, MDB, it. I like it, and I like it. I like it. Tip. Octa. Inside here. Okay. This is a very nice pattern. You have some overhead resistance here, but you can maybe if it tightens a little bit more, I push higher, you can have some specific entries here. I like this one. This one was with a good story until it was hammered down. I'm watching to see if there is some continuation on the next leg, but I don't like that much that trade. Okay. Okay, these are the only trades that I have, possible trades that I want to have 3 or 4 trades possible for next week. I'm watching these others, and I believe the only thing that I'm missing for today recap is just showing you my trades and the lesson and mistakes. Before that, I'm going to show you. I also follow the leaders here. These are very good fundamentals, very good strong stocks. Most of the traders are watching them, and yeah. So the trades of the week. I had Celsius. It was a break-even trade. Okay, I took the trade here. So let's watch the entry. Okay. So the entry was not good. Okay, the entry was not good. The original the best entry here was here going higher. Okay, but the reason I took it is because it was good. It was with a good pattern on the daily, and what I did was, okay, I can enter here with a smaller size, and I can push the stop loss with the lowers of the prior day, which was here. Okay, and that's what I did. I incremented the ATR on the stop loss, so I can have more possibility on the swing, and it was a break-even trade. I also did MSTR, no, sorry, spot. It was a very bad trade. It was in a clear downtrend here. Okay, I thought it was just going higher, but here in this candle, but we had another candle that was printed in the 30 minutes before, and it wasn't going higher. So basically here, I had to wait for this inside, and wait for this print another candle here. That never happened. It went down. So on the other days, on the same day, on the next day, I just, well, as it closed down here, I closed the trade. Okay, PRTR, the same thing. It wasn't downtrending. I like the pattern on the inside, but it's still downtrending. Ideally, you want to push over this area here to take the trade. Okay, so I was trying to anticipate to this trade because I wasn't in the market 100%, so I took it. It's very hard when you are not in the market. It's more harder when you're not in the market paying attention, or maybe it's just easier. Okay, maybe it's just easier. For some people it's easier if you cannot control the hesitation of trading. It might be harder. Okay, but if I have some positions and I want to enter, I might get some anticipation, and I prefer to be with a higher low with the same risk, even though I have a small position, that missing the position. But sometimes that goes against you. In general, I lose like around 1% of the account this week, and a little bit less than 1% account. 4 trades. I also want to show you the other trade that was, what was the other trade? Let me show you here. PRTR, MSTR, I'll show you MSTR, and also I'll show you NMAX. Okay, NMAX. NMAX here, I saw going higher, VWAP. I took the trade. It was a very good trade until here. When I saw this action here, so imagine this until when here on green, I was positive, very positive, because it was a higher, since it was a day trade, it was a higher position trade. It was the only day trade of the week. When I saw it here, I didn't took any profit. I just put the stop loss on the other pivot, higher pivot, and I went to work. When I came back, I just realized that it was down. Okay, it was down. But this here was a very, very nice entry for short. And after that, after the market closed, I realized it had some bad news, so it just was hammered down. But this seems to be a very, 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 very good trade, even though it was bad. The pattern here was insane. Okay, this pattern, sometimes with a good news, this goes like a thunder, like this. I'm watching them, but this might not have any good positive trade on the future, because we have bad news on this. We have bad news around this one. You decrease the likelihood of creating high movement. So having said that, the last thing for the close of the week is showing the threads. Normally the most important threads on the week that I follow a lot of traders, and I just took notes of what they are saying, what they are thinking. I think this is one of the best way. This exercise is the most important of all my trading, because right now I'm just trying to get very good at this. So I read from a lot of books, I read from different places, and I follow a lot of traders, discretionary traders and also quantitative traders, because someday I will have some quantitative strategies running in automatically. That's my goal on one of my ETF accounts, but there is some time that I need to apply for that one. I don't have the time for that right now, unfortunately. Okay, so let's just review trading calendar for next week. We have bank earnings. We had JP Morgan on Friday with good EPs, with good earnings. So bank might be a possible industry to watch some move. Okay, some episode pivot move. The market is downtrending. Episode pivot doesn't. I don't like to play those on the market downtrend, but you need to watch them to see how they react. You might be wrong. So we have on Wednesday CPI from Europe. We have Netflix earnings on Thursday, and we have the market close on Friday. Okay, this is another important statistic that I took. Let me just increment this one because I believe this is important. Okay, for you can see better. Okay, guys. Okay, we have money value of call puts volume is lower since 2020, which is a very important measure of how investors are pushing or are trying to or are expecting a push higher in the market. Okay, so we might have the Fed's cutting interest rates like 75% on the next, which is good for the economy and I mean it's good for the market too. So we have another trade that I follow. Its name is Gil Morales. He's just talking here about the how the president was telling the beauty for the market, but still the market, the TLT, the EF market is 7 to 10 years Treasury bond ETF is just going higher and lower, which is crazy. Okay. So we have he's saying that we have a specific ascending wedge in beer pattern here. That's what I'm saying you from the beginning, that we might have another legs down. Okay, that's what I'm expecting, a lower leg down with a higher low than this one. Okay, and if that happened, that would be very good actually for the market, because we need to print the higher lows for the people to start seeing that a possible uptrend is happening. So he also watching here the move on the metals this week. That doesn't mean this move will go, but as you can see, this was a very good momentum trade. If you were able to catch this move on the higher, so you have 3 legs, you you took some profit here on the Thursday, and you put your stop on the lowest low of the prior day. That would be a very good way to ride this trend if they might occur. US dollar is getting weaker. I don't know how to trade this specifically, but I keep track of them. Okay, what else? I'm just taking notes for all the stocks here. What other is important? So we closed the week positive, which was very good sign. We have some statistics here on approximately how move the market. Tech bubble peers move down around 20%, and I'm sorry, the rallies, the approximate rallies percent amount on those stocks that are going on the SP when the stock is going down. Okay, I have another importance here. Notes. I'm not sure if a decade of headwinds, dot-com bubble and pops. This is what you get when you have very good headwinds, guys. This is crazy here. Okay, this is crazy. I hope we are in the next 10 years on this one, but it's not more likely. Okay, so let's see if there is another data that I want to show you here that is important maybe for this week. I'm following how the trades think about specific setups and specific charts. NEM, the move here, I was watching NEM since, but I didn't took the trade. I don't know that stock, never heard about it. Markets on the intraday here on Thursday, they started printing an anchor point over VWAP on the inside. It was very good sign that the market had a positive day on Friday, but still is in downtrending. Okay, So we have this statistics here is the sentiment collapse since December. So this bring the sentiments of the investors over a lot of years since 1990, and we have seen that every time we see the extremes on the sentiments, we see a push higher on most likely. Okay, TLT is going lower. Okay, following some specifics. Oh, I saw here this screen. I will run it on Wednesday, and I saw these specific companies with some insight. That's what I'm telling you in the beginning. For me, it's more important the buyers, and even though if the buyers has a higher percent relationship and the transaction is higher, okay, you want to get note of those. And after that, wait, I have Team and Fertita buying, but just basically watch this. You might find a good stock here and a good trade opportunity. It's worth the time, guys. It's worth the time, on my opinion. What other thing? Yeah, we printed very low statistics over the weeks. There is nothing else to show you here, guys. It was an insane drop, as you can see here. 25%, 21% in a couple of days, which was crazy. And the other thing that I have here is just so new highs, new lows. This is a very important metrics though, to see the overall trend, the overall market, how they react. Okay, and actually, let me see if I can find the guy that posted that specific monster stocks here. Okay. Okay, guys, that's all for today. I might do another video on Sunday. I need to find the allocation of the time for that one, but I hope you like this video. I'm planning to do more on the future. Let me know any new ideas you want me to touch on the next video, and we'll see you in the next time.